The claim here is that you gave directive without knowing the full facts.
Well, I mean, there are always going to be different perspectives, but the point is that they have now complied and they hadn't complied before. So there was a way to comply.
By the time you were insisting on them maintain a single account,
I mean,
the MD's argument is that, it was practically impossible.
No, it wasn't, because what I'm saying...
I didn't say that. I said the account was there, but there are collection accounts.
From different accounts.
And it's still happening. So if you see the minister's latest directive, he said, sweep it into a what?
One account.
Holding. He changed the term from collection to holding.
So the issue is that in the end, something was done, which could have been done right at the beginning.
It was being done. That's what I'm saying. It was being done with Fidelity Bank. It was being done.
So it had not been done, and it could have been done. That is all I'm saying. So there was a non-compliance which was rectified. I don't want to go into too much of the details because
there was a lot of non-compliance with some of the directives that you asked ECG to, even including the cash waterfall mechanism and the distribution of the money.
Intimately involved.
To the extent that you were even threatening to deal with him.
You see, I was intimately involved in the cash waterfall, so I could talk in detail about that.
Right.
But sufficient to say that the main concern was that money that should go into the cash waterfall was being diverted. There's no ambiguity about that. It was happening. And the one account was meant to prevent that from happening.
The diversion they explained in their response to you, you found that unacceptable?
Diversion is diversion. We used to meet regularly. ECG was the custodian. Nobody took their money from them. So they were supposed to declare the total amount, and then it would be shared accordingly. There were always exceptions and special cases made. There was no need for them to unilaterally withhold any amount of money. That is all in the past. I believe the compliance is there now. You know, we need to move forward. I don't think we need to go and litigate what went wrong 5 years, 2 years, 3 years.
But the impression was created that there was so much bad blood between the PURC and the ECG that everybody was operating on a different wavelength.
That bad. I mean, I must admit I had left at that point, but it wasn't that bad. You see, the role of PURC is to give directives. When they are not complied with, the role of the PURC is to implement sanctions.
Great.
You don't need bad blood for that to happen. It's like you tell your child to go and tidy his room, he doesn't do it. You punish him. It doesn't mean you are fighting with your child. It is just the way things are done. So PURC implemented a sanction. That is the job they have to do. When we give an instruction, you don't comply, we are required to give a sanction. Otherwise, we're ineffective.
Do we bring in the private sector now?
The private sector can help. I think that has really been indicated that there are some challenges which the public sector is not managing well. One of them being government interference. That is one. But the other thing is, like I said, the collection is not good enough.
If there's government interference, why don't go and hold the one who is interfering accountable? Rather deal with the person who is powerless and sometimes...
Jabesh answered that question. When you are the MD, you have to take the heat. If you can't take the heat, what do they say?
You get out.
Exactly. It's as simple as that. Me, I've not been an MD before, so I can talk. So therefore, the bottom line is that is the nature of the game. I was on a board and I resigned.
Because of what?
He could also resign, and he did.
You resigned because of interference?
I'm not going into that. My point is that I'm not asking why he resigned. Resignation is the absolute end of it. If you can't handle it, for whatever reason, you go. The point is that when you take a job, you do it. You don't make excuses. And I say we should use the Black Stars model. We appoint a coach. He didn't qualify us to AFCON. We are all shouting at him. In this case, we didn't sack him. But we've sacked many coaches for non-performance. You had in your display a number of MDs. Which one of them was sacked for non-compliance? Not one of them. We have changed MDs for different reasons. But we've never changed one because you are only collecting 50% of the revenue. What company can survive with that level of performance?
Right.
But we don't do anything about it. We change him because the government has changed. We change him because maybe he didn't do what we wanted.